Hi, welcome to this very different edition of my talk because this deals with a topic that I'm really passionate about, travel and vacations. I just can't stay in a place for more than 6 weeks. I need to get out of town. It may be just 2 nights and 3 days, or it could be 3 nights and 4 days, but I need to drive out or fly out if it's slightly further, though I prefer driving to nearby destinations. And the city where I'm located, for example, Bangalore, is very uniquely located in the sense that within 300 kilometers, whether you go north, south, east, west, in principally south and east and west, you either have hill stations or you have forest resorts or you have nice backwaters, and it's a lot of fun time. And I make it a point to go every 6 weeks. Now the pandemic has hit us, and I've not gone on a vacation since Jan Feb, and it's getting to me. And I want to go on a vacation. But the question that everybody wants to answer during this time is it safe to go for vacation during pandemic? I think it's a great time to go on vacation during pandemic because firstly you get a lot of value. I have noticed in terms of the hotel prices. Second thing, occupancy is just about 25-30%. So the hotel is nice, open, and there are a lot of facilities which are open to you if you want to use them. Third thing is children have online classes, so really they don't have to bunk during the day. The classes are held for 4 hours. They can always take that in the resort, and the rest of the time have a really good time. Five, your members of the family, especially the women folk, and even you, if the maids are not coming, get a lot of free time. You especially from jhadu pocha and bartan, and the wife from all the cooking and chasing and doing things, because the hotel is going to do all that. So I think it's a great time to go on vacation. You get your break, you get your rest, and you get great deals. But because it is pandemic and the infection is so widespread, I would always urge people to go on it only if they are really very keen. Right? We'll come to that later. Now, one of the things is that a lot of people have started traveling. I know a lot of friends who have started traveling. I've heard from my friends who run hotels and homestays that the occupancy has gone up, and the bookings, which were as low as 10% in March and April, have are showing upswing of 30 to 40% for the September October bookings. They've already been blocked, and I think that is very encouraging. Now, if you are planning to go on a vacation and you have decided that all of you are healthy and you will go out, then let me tell you everything that you can do to keep safe while traveling and when you go to the hotels that you're going to travel in. Now, one of the things that a lot of people ask, and I'll come back to this question, is it really safe to travel during pandemic? Now that depends on a number of factors. One is your medical status. Now, if you're going by yourselves, you're in the 30s to 40s to 50s range, and you don't have any comorbidities. What I mean by comorbidities is if you don't have BP, if you don't have sugar, if you don't have any other kidney or lung ailment for which you are taking treatment, then I think it's pretty safe to go for it. Having said that, if there are elders in your group who are more than 60, I would say it is not advisable at this point of time to take them. Probably your small nuclear family, that is you and your children, can go on vacation. Second thing is, what kind of preventive measures do you practice and how thorough are you in this? What do I mean by preventive measures? Social distance of at least 6 to 10 feet from a crowd, wearing face masks, frequently cleaning your hands, not going to a place where you can take too much of viral load. In general, how is your preventive measure actions as a person? Do you take care? Because it's very important during these vacations to take care of these things. Now, one thing I would like to really emphasize is, if any of you have even slight cold or some kind of temperature, or anybody in a group is feeling tired for some reason, please don't go on this trip, because some of these symptoms are manifestation of maybe normal flus, maybe normal viral fever, but we never know during COVID times, because because it's neither good for your group because you'll be traveling together and you could spread it to each other, nor is it good for fellow holiday makers whom you're likely to meet. The other point I want to make is try and see if you can avoid going to hotspots. The hotspot list is all available on a day-to-day basis on sites within in India. For example, you have hotspot lists where they are going to tell you which region, which district has how many cases. Make sure the hotspots are avoided because there could be travel restrictions to those places, and in general you do not want to go to an area where there are a number of cases. Apart from that, there could be government regulations that prevent you from that. Now, research what these government regulations are, because, for example, if you are in a state like Karnataka, it is pretty much open to go within the state anywhere. There are no restrictions to come back to your city. But if you cross the state borders, for example, if you go into a Tamil Nadu or a Kerala or a Maharashtra, then there are certain quarantine requirements when you cross back into the state. Apart from this, even when you go, for example, when you go to Goa, it is mandatory that you get a RT-PCR for COVID done. Until the results come, you have to be in a room, the room which you have booked. So there are all these kinds of regulations. So please make sure you check what the regulations are, and it is best probably to stick to your state borders at this point of time and not cross borders, because there are a number of issues which come up because of this. Now let's come to staying at hotels. Now when you stay at hotels, one of the things that you have to remember is that hotels right now luckily are not very occupied. The occupancy is between 10 to 15%. So the hotels that you go to will be nice and airy and comfortable. So that's a refreshing thing for us, but not be good for the revenue of the hotels. But what you need to make sure when you go into a hotel is that when you go into the reception, always make sure you have prior booking. Number one. Number two, check if you can have something called room spacing. What that means is that they won't keep you in adjacent rooms to where travelers are, or space travelers out on different floors if the occupancy is less. The third thing is you can always request for a room which is not occupied prior in the last 2 days, because the occupancy is less. There's a possibility that you can probably get this opportunity. So make sure that you have this checked out while you're making booking. When you arrive at the hotel and come into the reception, make sure that when you enter the reception, if it's very crowded, you can wait outside. An open airy place is better rather than going and sitting in the reception area if it is a closed area. Once the crowd moves out, you can go to the reception. When you are checking, make sure you have your mask on, and then you always carry a sanitizer with you. If you are signing anything, and especially you take their pens and paper clips, make sure that you always sanitize your hand immediately after using it. And then they give you a room. Preferably carry your own luggage. There's no need for the hotel bellboy to carry it, because he touches everything, carries all of them together. He'll be breathing on it and he'll be following you. There's no need. Please, if you brought your luggage so far on your own, do some work on your own. Just carry it, go to the lift, go up, and go to your room. Once you go to your room, make sure you clean all the high touch areas. What are these high touch areas? High touch areas are areas where you frequently touch. For example, the door handles, the telephone, the drawers, things like these. So you'll have a sanitizer with you, and also carry wet wipes. These wet wipes, you get medicinal wet wipes with some alcoholic content. So carry them, which I'm seeing a lot of them now available in the store. So you can carry them and wipe down everything which are high touch areas. This is very important. The second thing you can do is minimize the housekeeping staff entry into the room, because the more they come, there'll be 3-4 of them. They're moving around, breathing everywhere, touching everywhere. So there is no need. If you're going for 2 nights and 3 days, there's no need to do this. The other thing a lot of people are doing is that they're carrying their own linens, pillow covers, and bed sheets. It doesn't take much. You just need to carry a double bed spreadsheet, and you can carry pillow covers, 2 or 3 of them. You can carry your own, blanket or a rug or anything like that. That will anyway be in the car. So if you're going by car, but otherwise it won't be too much. Carry these light things if possibly you can, and don't use common facilities like going to the gym or going to places where a lot of people congregate, like playrooms and other things. So this is one of the things that you can do to ensure that you're safe in a hotel. And believe me, the crowd is not too much. You can really have a good time. Go for nature walks, walk out. Please don't select a hotel which is in a hugely crowded commercial area, and go on tourist visits. This is not the time. This is time to go out into the country, go to homestays, go to places which are out in the greenery, and you can have a great time there. Now let's see how it is if you have to travel. Let us look at the travel mode. For example, there are two ways that predominantly right now you can travel. One is travel by air and travel by road. Now let's look at travel by air. When you're traveling by air, nowadays airlines are following very stringent protocols. The staff in the airport have face masks and face shields. They're using sanitizers, and there is good amount of spacing that is being provided. Even on the aircraft, they make sure that everybody is putting on masks, and they are kept safe to the extent that it's possible. From your own side, you can do a couple of things. One is always keep your face mask on. If you have a face shield, please don't remove it. Second thing is that you can use wet wipes here again when you get into the aircraft. Please make sure that you clean your seat, your armrest, your table where you keep your refreshments. And if it's a short flight, don't bother ordering anything. You probably can carry your own sandwich and have that. The important thing is the face shield plays a very important role, because even if you lower your mask to breathe better during a 1 hour flight, you can keep the shield on, and that prevents anybody from your next seat, even if they sneeze or cough, or if they're talking, from the spit particles reaching your face. It's a really good method. I think there's been a study which showed that at about 18 inches, almost 96% of the spit particles when you cough or particulate matter does not reach your face with face shields. So I really recommend face shields along with a face mask when you're in a high crowd area, and you should be pretty safe. Now I'll come to my favorite mode, which is the car, and I really enjoy going by car because I think it's probably now the safest. You're in your own little bubble where you're going with your companion, or one or two more people who are already safe and have no illness, so you know who is traveling with you. You don't have any check-in processes, nor you're in a public area. But take care of a few things. For example, when you come to these toll gates, make sure that you've already paid for fast track or something like that, so that you don't have to give currency. If you can pay by credit card, that is even better. When you stop at any rest stops, choose a rest stop where there are not too many cars. If there are too few cars, that's the place to go. When you go into the toilets, you really don't have to touch anything but carry your hand sanitizer. You can sanitize yourself when you come back. If you want to have a coffee, carry your own plastic or paper glasses, and tell him when he makes the coffee, without you hold the paper glass in your hand, and tell him to pour it from his glass into your cup without touching. And coffee will do you no harm. The glass is yours. You can safely have it. Snacks is preferable that you carry your own snacks, and use wet wipes again when you come back. Sanitize your hands, clean the car handles and door handles, and reach your destination. When you go to petrol bunks, try and pay through card, because you can sanitize your card but you can't sanitize notes. If you can pay through Paytm or Google Pay, that is even better. It is non-contactless. At all times, make sure you carry your face mask and shield, definitely, because when you get out at these places, you want to avoid the spittoon and aerosols. And I'm recommending again and again shields, because it's a great way to do it. I'll say once again, it is better to be careful if there's pandemic, but this is also a great time to go on vacation if you take precautions. So go ahead and enjoy your vacations, because I'm going to do that within the next 1 week. All the best, and please post your experience. Thank you.